What's going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Wednesday. We got a really nice slate. Real quick, let's currently see how we're doing tonight. So the big news of the day was no Giannis. So with Giannis out of there, it's loaded up in the box, like I said. Bledsoe, Middleton, and Mirotic, all three did very, very well. Now, one guy I didn't mention, which I probably should have, was Brook Lopez, who he went off. I should have brought him up, but yeah, he had a great game. But I just really liked Karl Anthony Towns at center, who was pretty solid here at 9.7, getting 60 fantasy points. And once I was gonna play Cat and Boban, but once Boban got announced not starting, I kind of pivoted off him. I still said he's in play for GPPs, but it was a little too risky. And I did like Miles Turner with no Collison out of there. Really like Corey Joseph, so went with those two guys in the late game. John Collins, talked about him. He was fine, perfectly fine, 37. Then LeVert here, didn't really talk about him, but I'm a little mad. I wanted to play Wiggins. You guys, I liked Wiggins. I like Towns. I like Tyus Jones. I just couldn't. I didn't have enough money. I was like 100 or 200 short, so I had to sell on LeVert. But yeah, he's not bad for the first quarter. So right now, looking pretty good. We'll see if the late guys can bring it home for a solid night. So yeah, let's look into the slate for tonight. It's a really solid slate. We got 9 games. So, obviously we got news here. If Giannis misses again, that'll be great for, the same, the big four: Bledsoe, Middleton, Mirotic, Brook Lopez, even Pat Connaughton. Those 5 would be certainly in play in a great matchup against Cleveland. New Orleans, Orlando, I think it's kind of a sneaky game. Boston, Philly. 2 pretty solid defensive teams. Not the most appealing game. Utah, New York, definitely some blowout risk here. Washington, Chicago, really like this game as a game stack. Houston, Memphis, not that much. Same with Miami, San Antonio. Toronto, OKC, we got some injury news we're waiting on. And then Dallas, Portland. Could be a sneaky game if Dallas can keep it close. So Harden here, 11-3. Talked about him in my last video. In cash games, should have just played him. He had, I think, 31, 10, and 8 with like a steal or something. So he was pretty solid. Now he's had a match against Memphis. Not the best. Memphis runs really slow. Probably not for me. Does Harden still have upside? Yeah, of course. But I think there's better plays on the board. Westbrook here at 10.3. It just seems a little too cheap for Russ Westbrook. I know Toronto, pretty solid defensive team, but it just seems a little too cheap for Westbrook. So I do like him. Kyrie, seems like everyone's fully healthy now for Boston. He's been playing some great basketball. I'm not going to talk you off him, but a personal opinion, I'm just not going to go there. Doncic here at 8.9. I really liked him against New Orleans. Put up 66 fantasy points. Now he's got a match against Portland. The tricky part is there is some blowout risk here. The game's at Portland. I think they're going to be a double-digit favorite, so there is some risk. But if Dallas can keep it close, Doncic, Jalen Brunson also, I think could have pretty solid games. Lillard here. I do like him a lot. Obviously, no CJ. Put up 63 in his last game. He's just being way more aggressive. So really like him. The only concern is obviously there's a little blowout risk. Now we got the Philly guys. Embiid was out. I talked about playing 1 or 2 of those guys. I ended up actually fading everyone on the Philly side, but they all did really good. Now they're going to be full strength, so a full strength Philly team against Boston probably just not for me on the slate. Elf Payton, 8K. I think the price will scare some people off. The matchup, not the best. Orlando's been pretty solid defensively, but this guy's going to play 35 to 40 minutes. He's gotten triple-double, I think, 5 straight games. So yeah, I have no issue with Elf, and I think he goes pretty low-owned on the slate. Conley, sure, he has upside in a matchup against Houston. Been playing really well. 53, 46, 37, 52 fantasy points. 7.9 just seems too cheap for him. But it's just probably not for me. Levine. So this is pretty big news. He's listed as questionable. We also got Otto Porter on the Chicago side listed as doubtful. So if Levine misses as well as Otto Porter, which I assume he's going to, Like Chris Dunn and Markkinen would be the two guys I would really have interest in. And then, Shaq Harrison, and I'd assume Brian Archidiakon would pick up the start as well. And those guys would be really solid value plays. So we're going to wait for news. If Levine plays, it's not going to be limited. I would like him a lot in this match against Washington. I love targeting players against Washington. So we got to wait for news here. Kyle Lowry here at 7.4. He hurt his ankle. He's limping pretty bad, so I'd assume he's not going to play here. If he misses, Fred VanVleet just becomes an easy play at 4.9. And then also, Kawhi Leonard, I'll get to him later. Even Siakam, I'll get to those guys in a bit. Chris Paul, I just don't like this game at all. I know he is too cheap at 6.9, but it's just not for me. And then the Milwaukee side, again, we got to wait for Giannis news. If Giannis plays, I'm avoiding everyone on the Milwaukee side. It's most likely going to be a blowout. If Giannis misses, that's when I'm considering, it's Bledsoe, it's Middleton, it's Mirotic, it's Brook Lopez, and it's Pat Connaughton as value play. Those 5 guys, highly consider if Giannis misses. Brunson here. So I talked about Doncic. Brunson, been playing all the minutes he can handle. 39, 37, 39 minutes, 3 of the last 4 games. Been playing some really good basketball too. So, this game definitely is stackable. Again, the only worry is the blowout, but if Dallas keeps it close, I think Brunson and Doncic can have pretty big games. Let's see, Satoransky at 5.6. It just seems too cheap. He's playing 30, 35 minutes a night. 5.6 seems a little too cheap for him, so I think he's a pretty solid play. Let's see, Chris Dunn, I would really like him. Obviously, Otto Porter being out gives him a boost. If Levine's out too, Dunn's going to have to take over the offense here with Markkinen, so I really like him at 5.4 if Otto and Levine are out. Even if it's just Otto, I still think Chris Dunn is too cheap here at 5.4K. Let's see, DJ Augustine. I liked him when he was more in the low 4s. Now he's up at 5.3. I know the matchup's really good. He's definitely playable. He's going to play right around 30 minutes. But I just think there's probably better plays on the board. Let's see. Dennis Smith Jr. currently is questionable. If he's out, you could consider Moutier, but I just don't think I want to do it on this slate. There's probably is going to be like one of those value next that's going to have a good game, but just too big of a headache trying to figure out who it's going to be. Now, Goran Dragic here had a really good game against OKC in only 29 minutes, put up 57 fantasy points. I don't think we can expect that again, but you have to consider him at 5.3K. He has shown he does have upside. I wouldn't chase, kind of like the Alex Caruso I talked about in my last video. He had like 5 steals and 3 blocks the other night. He was kind of popular and let some people down. So I don't like chasing guys after a big game, so I'm probably going to pass on Dragic. D Wade at 4.8. He's going to play 20, 25 minutes. He has flash upside. I think he's perfectly fine. I think he's too cheap here, so I do like him. Let's see, Jeremy Lin. I guess we could consider here if if Kyle Lowry is out, which I assume is going to be. I would think Lin plays close to 30 minutes at 3.9K. I think he's a pretty solid value play if there's no Lowry. Arcidiacono, Shaq Harrison. So these 2 guys would benefit from no Levine and no Otto Porter. So Shaq Harrison picked up a start with no Otto Porter last time out. Played 32 minutes. I know he's a lower usage guy, but he's just too cheap if he's going to start again. And same thing with Arcidiacono. I would definitely consider him if Levine's out. Let's move on to shooting guard. Brad Beal. Before that last game against Utah, has been playing some unbelievable basketball. He's going to play close to 40 minutes a night. He's going to shoot the ball a ton. The matchup in Chicago is good. I like him as a spend up a lot here at 9.4. Let's see, Middleton, again, those 5 guys I listed off from Milwaukee. If Giannis is out, if Giannis plays, I'm just avoiding everyone. Let's see. I really don't think there's much else here. Again, Connaughton would be one of those 5 guys I would consider, if no Giannis. But yeah, all right, let's move on to small forward. So Paul George here at 9.8 also seems a little too cheap. Now, if I was going to pick between one of the two, probably would be Westbrook just because Kawhi Leonard's going to be on Paul George. Kawhi's a pretty good, solid defender. But yeah, I think Paul George is perfectly okay. Then Kawhi here at 8.4. That just seems way too cheap for a player, and especially if Kyle Lowry's out, I really like the idea of pairing Fred VanVleet with Kawhi. OKC's been playing at a really fast pace, so 8.4 just seems way too cheap for Kawhi Leonard. Let's see. Now we get to Jabari Parker in a revenge game here. Thing I like, the minutes. 35, 30, 30 the last 3 games. Again, it's a revenge game. He's a high usage guy. He's going to shoot the ball a lot when he's out there. So I do like him quite a bit here at 6K. He's been shooting the ball amazing here. 7 of 13, 9 of 12, 7 of 12, 6 of 13, 8 of 13. I don't think he can keep up that pace, but he's going to be aggressive on the offensive end. I just think it's a little too cheap here at 6K, so I do like him. Let's see. Did I pass by? Aaron Gordon. Yeah, I did. So 7.2 here for Aaron Gordon. The Pelicans play at one of the fastest paces here. So, I like him when he's in the low 6s. Now he's up to 7.2. The matchup, he is playable for sure. He has 50 fantasy point upside in this game. But I would probably just rather prefer paying a little extra for Vucevic. But I have no problem with Aaron Gordon. I really don't. He does, like I said, he does have 50 fantasy point upside in this matchup. Let's see, Gordon Hayward. Okay, so he is going to be out. So, I guess that is one Boston guy that's going to be out of there. I don't know. This game this Boston Philly game in general is just Horford. He's listed questionable. He's probable, so he's most likely going to play. With Hayward out, you can consider Brown, Smart, Marcus Morris, Tatum probably get a decent boost, but I don't know if I want to go there on this slate. Okay. Let's see. Hazonia would probably be the one nick I would consider here at 3.7. They got blown out on Toronto. Everyone kind of played less minutes, but he's been pretty solid here. So I would consider him, but it's such a headache playing any Knicks guys. Okay, let's move on to power forward. Let's see. Randall here at 8.3, also been playing some great basketball. Again, Orlando, I kind of been playing some pretty good defense. I think Randall's okay, but I just think there's better. I would much rather pay an extra $100 for Kawhi Leonard. Let's see. Markkanen here. Obviously, no Otto Porter. That's a boost. If Levine's out too, I really like Dunn and Markkanen. I know Markkanen's not been playing the best basketball of late, but the matchup is just so good. You definitely got to consider him here. AD at 7K. He's going to get you 35 to 40 fantasy points. So I think he's pretty safe in 20, 22 minutes. Siakam, definitely would consider. I'll probably be my third favorite Raptor, behind Kawhi and VanVleet if Lowry's out. Now, if Lowry plays, then it's kind of tricky because Toronto basically fully healthy besides Ibaka. That would definitely be a big downgrade on the Toronto side. So I'm kind of hoping Lowry is out. Let's see, Bobby Portis. So I know, hasn't been playing the best basketball of late, but he does not like Chicago at all in a revenge game. He put up a huge game last time out. They played Chicago. Him and Thomas Bryant kind of been splitting minutes, both of them playing right around 20 minutes a game. But I'm willing to take a shot on Bobby Portis here, just because, again, he really does not like Chicago. So I'm willing to take the risk. I'm definitely risking it with Bobby Portis today at 5.7. Really like pairing him with Jabari, with Brad Beal. I do like this Washington-Chicago game a lot. Let's see. I don't think, Thomas Bryant here at 3.9. Again, he's playing like 20 minutes. Bigs against Chicago, doing really well. So I don't mind Thomas Bryant, but it's just a personal thing. I'm going with Bobby Portis today. All right, let's move on to center. So Vucevic, you can't get a better match here against New Orleans. 9.5K. He has 60, 70 fantasy point upside in this game, so I really like Vucevic today. Let's see, Gobert. I would consider, but New York's just so bad that I really think Utah just blows them out. Kevin Love, list is questionable. If he's out, you could look to Zizic. You could look to Marquise Chris. You could look to, Clarkson or Sexton. You could consider those guys, but there's just better plays on the board in my opinion. Now Nurkic, so this game is definitely stackable. It would be Lillard and Nurkic for me, and Doncic and Jalen Brunson. I definitely think that is a viable game stack, but the only concern again is the blowout. Nurkic, if Dallas can keep it close, I think he has 60 fantasy point upside in this type of matchup. So I really like him a lot. The only concern is the blowout factor. Valanciunas, perfectly fine here at 6.6. He does have, pretty big upside, but I would just prefer paying the extra $500 for Nurkic for sure. Let's see. Joakim Noah also been playing some solid basketball. He's playing right around 25 minutes. The price is up there at a 5.1 where I think he's okay, but I think there's probably better plays on the board. Now, Bam, this is interesting. Originally, him and Whiteside are splitting minutes. But Whiteside only played like 7 minutes last time out. Bam, 29, 31, 30 minutes the last 3 games. So I don't think, we can trust Spoelstra. But if Bam plays 30 minutes again, that's 5.1K is too cheap. So he's definitely in play, but it's just so hard to trust. Eric Spoelstra. Let's see. Now Maxi Kleber, if he's listed as questionable, if he's out, that would definitely be a boost to Dwight Powell, and you could also even look to a Salah Murji as well if Maxi Kleber's out. Let's see. Enes Kanter, you could definitely do it at 4.1. He's going to play, 15 to 20 minutes. He can definitely get you, 30 fantasy points in that time. So I don't have a problem taking a shot at Enes Kanter and GPPs. And, Murji, I brought him up, if Maxi Kleber's out, I could see him, playing 15, possibly even 20 minutes. So I don't think that would be the worst play in the world. Probably wouldn't do it, but he would be in play if Kleber's out. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, the big news is Giannis. That would change the slate completely. If Giannis is out, then I would consider playing at least a couple bucks. If Giannis plays, I'm just crossing this one out. New Orleans, Orlando, it's Alf, it's Randall, and it's AD for me. On the Orlando side, I really like Vucevic. Aaron Gordon would also be the other guy I would consider. Boston, Philly, Gordon Hayward's out, so Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Marcus Morris, even Marcus Smart probably get a decent minutes bump, but this game is just not too appealing for me. Utah, New York, basically a cross-off for me as well. I really think Utah just blows them out. Now, Washington, Chicago, we got some news that we're waiting for with Otto Porter. I really don't expect him to play. He's listed doubtful, and Zach LaVine. If LaVine plays, it's not going to be limited. I like him a lot. I would like Chris Dunn a lot, and I would like Markkanen a lot. And if LaVine's out, then those two value guys, Shaq Harrison or Ryan Arcidiacono, I think would be really solid value plays. On the Washington side, I do like a lot here. I really like Beals to spend up. Satoransky's solid, and then Jabari, Bobby Portis. I really like those guys as well. Houston, Memphis, Conley been playing some great basketball, so I don't have an issue if you want to do it at 7.9. But like I said, I just don't think I'm going to go there on the Houston side. Harden and CP3 do have upside, but I don't think I'm going to play them. Miami, San Antonio, not the most appealing game. You could play any of the big three from San Antonio: Aldridge, DeRozan, Derek White. But I just don't think you have to on the slate. Miami, it'd probably just be Bam, and that's about it that I would consider, but I don't even think I'm going to do it. Toronto, the big news is Lowry. That's huge news. Like, that changes everything for me. If Lowry plays, I really don't like a whole lot on the Toronto side. If Lowry's out, it's Van Fleet, and it's Kawhi that I really like. Jeremy Lin would also be a solid value play. And then Siakam, even Gasol, I forgot to bring him up. Both those guys would also certainly be in play. And the OKC guys, on the OKC side, it's Westbrook and it's Paul George. I think Westbrook would probably be my favorite Thunder player. And then this last game, also pretty interesting. It does have upside. It's basically Doncic and Brunson, possibly Dwight Powell if Maxi Kleber is out. On the Portland side, it's a two-man show here with Lillard, Nurkic. I guess you could take a shot on Cantor too. But again, the only concern is the blowout in this one. So yeah, really, really like the Washington-Chicago game. That's probably my favorite game to stack for sure. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section down below. So it's important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts as more news comes out throughout the day. And I'll be back for another video on Thursday, so I'll see you guys then.